Man, we want to thank y'all for joining us once again, man. The patience, the changes that's coming up, man. Thank y'all for just rocking with us. We got a lot more to come, man. This is going to be the platform going forward for a while.
Let's go. How y'all feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. How about y'all?
Man, feeling good, feeling great, man.
Anyway, so let's talk about a little bit of a change. I know we're going to tell y'all this is our first time doing live. As y'all see, we had a little technical difficulties at first. We still working on this connection. We getting everything all together, but that's why we had this made this conversation that we were going to do this internet thing as far as doing the streaming, and we have plans of making it even bigger. So be patient with us. So today's topic is talking about change. We doing something a little bit different with the change that all three of us we like. I don't know about it, but we still gonna do it. Ain't that right, fellas?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. See, it might be a little lag in there, but we're gonna still run through it. So today we're gonna talk about this change, not just about us doing this live thing, and not just about maybe changing jobs, maybe if you changing careers, maybe you changing new girlfriends, whatever you change. I mean, we're talking about change, and maybe is it difficult? Is it positive? Is it negative? But you got to embrace change. What do y'all think when you first hear change? What do y'all think when you first hear you got to change, y'all?
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So
Yeah,
when it comes to change, what I had to realize recently is change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. And what I mean by that is it's one of the only constants in life. Even if you think about death and time, those are two constants in life. Those are changes.
mhm.
Those are changes when it comes to a death, somebody losing a loved one, or it changes the structure. If a boss passes away, now you're trying to see who's gonna fill those shoes or something of that caliber. It's a change, man. So change is inevitable. Then you think about time. Time is always going forward. Nobody can control time. You can barely manage time because it's always going to be going forward. So it's constantly changing. So yeah, change is inevitable. Change is in everything. I think that's the most definite constant that we have in life.
Facts. Facts. Cool. I see. That's what I miss, man. I miss the monologues from you, man. That's why I need to hear. I got to hear the monologues.
We working, y'all. We really trying to bring everything to y'all. Paul done went off like
Hey, it's
out
like
of the three of us, he's the least technical.
well, it's all good, man. It's all good. We ain't
So
worrying
we
about
got to
that.
see
It's
where
all
he at.
good, man.
But it's change is a beautiful thing though. And it's best to get ahead of change
Mhm.
than to just deal with the changes, but you also want to be prepared to be adaptable towards any changes that may come.
Facts. Exactly. And I think it's needed for it's like a double edged sword when it comes to changes for men. It's like you ever be around like an old head and they be like, "Yo, he ain't
Mm.
gonna never change. He is just that's just how he is. He ain't gonna never change."
Mm.
It's but but and on another side, change is always good for man because it challenges you and it makes you stronger as a man. So it's a fine tune where you want to stay the
Yeah.
same and you don't want to change because you might want to get good at it. You want to, get really, sharpen your sword with it. But on the other side, you like, man, if I do this change, man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna go good. I don't know if it's gonna go bad. I don't know nothing. So change can be, I don't want to say scary. It could be nervous, but it's all about risk to reward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Where my boy at, man? That's my guy. That's my guy.
You're supposed to be having a serious discussion.
Exactly, man. We're supposed to have a serious discussion about change and everything. Listen, Paul, our guy. Paul, our
Sam
guy.
Cook, hey, look, a change gonna come.
Exactly. See, it won't just about us setting this up, setting our cameras up. It had to get to a point we had to make sure our angles are good, y'all. We had to make sure the internet is good. I think that might be the reason why, man. It may be like, oh, it say he backstage. Let's see if I can bring him up.
Yeah,
There
there
you
we
go.
go. So, y'all have a question
Oh,
about?
see,
There you go.
I'm getting used to it, man. So it said he was in the back room, so I gotta bring you up with it, man. Listen, it's our first time doing this. Y'all don't talk about us in the comments, man. Saying that we old men and we can't get stuff done. Listen, we just yeah, we can hear you.
But for what I'm seeing, though, it looked good, man. So this is when we talk about change. This is progression. This is where it's faith versus fear, because it's all in the I don't knows, right? You don't know the hypothetical. You don't know what's to come or how it's going to be. But if you stay in the fear, then you'll never try. You'll never put a full effort forward. You know what I mean? So you'll just stay afraid of change because change is going to constantly keep happening to you, whether you sit back or you step up. But when you step up, you can be more adaptable to change because you're on the cusp of it. You're the one who actually making change happen. And that will lead to progression rather than recession.
Exactly. So a lot of times
Very
change
true.
is necessary for us to, get to the level that we got to get to. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's the reason why, I heard the fellas talking
Mm,
while I was trying to get logged back in. But when it comes to like us, we're progressing now. Like we all in 3 locations, different states and everything like that. And, we elevated. And sometimes the thing is, the elevation, it might not always look like it in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it feel like a step back, but really it's for you to mentally elevate. So for whatever coming to you in the future, you could be prepared for it and take care of it properly. So I mean, change is something that us as men, and just people in general, really, but in particular us as men, we got to get used to, we got to adapt to, and we got to be able to take that change to elevate us, to push us to the next level. So, look like Trey went out. It's like a
Yo,
roundabout.
it's cool though, man. We learning, bro. So
Yeah, yeah. Look,
it's
we
all
having a good
about
time with y'all, y'all. We gonna have a good
it,
time with this, y'all.
exactly. So this is our first time trying it now. I apologize because I'm the first one that had to make this jump for me to even get to a point where we had to start doing these lives. And it's funny how if you believe in the Most High, I talked about this. We talked about us branching off and maybe
Hmm.
doing this live stream because our our main thing is to get to a point where we have bigger discussions with men, and we be able to have this link right here where this opportunity to bring up people all over the world where they be able to talk with us, be able to start the conversation on, building men when it comes to their finance, building with their mindset, and of course getting their fitness together all over the world. So with us doing this, is very new to us, and we talked about this since like a year now, maybe behind the stage. Like, eventually we're gonna do this, man. Eventually we're gonna do this. Should we do it live? Should we do it online? And so happened that I had to make a move in my life where I had to step away from the state and be able to branch off and grow a little bit. And my boys had my back 100%. They was like, "Do your thing, but we ain't gonna stop this thing right here." We made a decision that we gonna do this and rock this junk to the end. So we decided to do it this way. We just learned the technology right now. This is our first go at it. And again, I apologize. I should have. We talked about putting this up a couple of days ago so we could preview it, so maybe we can have some more people here and let people know that we were going live. But I mean, I'm getting used to it, man. Y'all just don't beat me up, man. I apologize to them. I should have had it up there, but it's all good.
It's all good because, like I said, sometimes you just got to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just got to do it. And I mean, that's like G was saying, like, we got to make moves because even though we come together as the FML podcast, we still got to make individual moves for ourselves and to get ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? So G made the move, but you, G, making that move to do what you need to do for yourself, help progressing this forward. Putting us in a different avenue, in a different lane. And that's me, man, it's all about change. Like, long as we working towards our goals, our purposes, like whatever changes do come, it's actually it's not life happening to you, it's life happening for you. You know what I'm saying? Life happening for us, for real. And that's the beautiful part about it. And that's why this topic is so important for us to talk about, man, because I know it's a lot of men out there that's going through some tough times right now. All three of us, and we've been talking about it. We've been going through some rough patches, you know what I'm saying? And so to be around other men that came on the other side of it or that's going through the midst of it, sometimes, man, we just need to talk and just open up and just share, like, yo, man, I don't know what my next step going to be. I don't know what my next move is going to be. Shoot, some people don't know, like, you lost your job. You don't know where your next job going to come from. But sometimes you open it up and talking to people, what that does is, man, you don't know what that conversation can lead you to. You don't know when you had that conversation with that one person, what connections they got for you that can help put you in a better spot. And that's why Trey famous saying, we can't have community without communication is so big, because sometimes when you at your lowest, you need to talk to somebody and just see. And it was a post I saw. I think it was earlier today. Icky Johnson, man, shout out to him, y'all. Dope dude. He was like, if you around people, you can't tell, oh, I lost my job, I'm having troubles with my lady, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. If you can't talk to them about those things, then you definitely don't need to be talking to them about when things going great for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the people you need the most in regards to just trying to get things figured out and stuff like that, man. So for all the fellas that's going through a tough time, that's the reason why we having this discussion, is to keep you uplifted, to keep you motivated, but also to encourage you to share with other people. We ain't talking about asking for handouts and begging. No. That's not what we talking about. But what we talking about is like, hey, man, I'm in this situation. Do you know anybody that can help me? That I'm a hard worker. I just lost my job. I need to find something else, man. If you come across something, man, let me know. Like, that's what we're talking about, man. Helping each other and using each other resources so we can all come together and grow more. That's what this is about, man.
That's a community. And I want to remind the fellas, when it comes to the mindset, you get your biggest blessings and your breakthroughs when you're about to break down. So all of them challenges, all of that stuff that keep on stressing you, weighing on your back, it's for a reason, bro. You need to put that weight on and carry that weight, so then you can lighten the load and run later on. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to withstand the challenges that come. They're not problems, they're challenges. And when you change your mind about that, then you got to ask yourself, are you up to the challenge? You gonna stand up? You know what I mean? And then you gotta do what you gotta do.
What you
in order to
gonna
make
do?
something happen.
What you gonna do?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all, man. When y'all go through them tough moments, man, what's some of the stuff y'all do that y'all lean into, or things that y'all do that kind of help guide you through those dark moments? Like, what's some of the things y'all techniques that y'all use?
Self-awareness is key, bro. So what I do is I write down periodically, like throughout all of the time. I be writing my wins, my small wins. I have a 365 journal if y'all want, you know, or need any type of inspiration to write. You don't know what to write, you don't know where to start. You can get your 365 journal. I got one specifically for men, and it gives you a different question every day. And you can just write and reflect off of those things, or you can just start writing what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you've done. And a lot of times is a plan is created from after I write down what I envision, what I'm thinking. Then it's like, oh, I need to focus on this. I need to do something like that. So when the hard times come, I have something tangible that I could go back and look at and be like, dang, in one day I did this, this, this. I did all these things. I made progress. It reminds me, it's like a self reminder that you are good, you are worthy, you are valuable, you are progressing. You here, bro. It's just the time. You know what I'm saying? It's just a challenge. It's just another thing, another obstacle for you to overcome. So it's like a great reminder. And I learned that from my coach. You know what I mean? Started writing down. He told me write down 7 things a day, 7 accomplishments a day. Man, before I knew it, I was filling up the whole page.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing all types of stuff. The amount of things that I know, all 3 of us, the amount of things that we do in a day, shoot, just come by 9 a.m. Me and Paul had already went to the steps, worked out, talked out some things, laid out some strategies. And I mean, that's a full day's work right there, you know? And that was all before 9 a.m. So imagine what the rest of the day was like. When you document something like that and you start going through those challenges, you start going through those moments when change started happening and you start to question why, and you start doubting who you are and what you're capable of, you can go back and look at those types of things and it'll show you like, man, I'm bigger than that, or look at where I was, Grant Cardone. One of the things that I learned from him, he said, you're working towards success when you come across new problems.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh,
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
one.
You know what I mean? So
I like that.
yeah, this a problem, yeah, but it's not the same problem that I had. So
Yeah.
that means that I don't have to worry about that no more. I've
At all.
progressed. I've improved. I'm different now. You know what I'm saying? I'm better now. So this problem, it's going to be the same result. I'm going to improve. I'm going to get better from it. And that puts me in the mindset like, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. That's what's up, Trey. That's what's up. What you got, G?
Man, how can I put it, man? Because I mean, like when I feel, well, let me ask you, what do you mean? You asked about like when I'm faced with a certain type of change, like I have to make the change.
Yeah. Or when you
when changes
like
come.
overwhelmed, when you feel overwhelmed, like things just ain't going right. You might have been faced with a change, like lose a job or something. Like those type of moments. How do you get through those moments for you?
Man, I try not to panic. Depending on the situation, I try not to panic, and I just talk to myself. I try to go back to my old notes where when I was up and I was like, yo, I wrote down like, man, you the best, or nothing can stop you, or this too shall pass, or this is just temporary, or this is really not as big as what you think it is. That's where I used to get lost at. Like it could be so small, but I would make it seem like it's so big. In reality, it's really not that big.
Yeah.
A person that really taught me that was that kind of helped me out was my brother. He was like, man, I would tell him like maybe a problem or something, and he'll sit down for like a second and look at me. He was like, bro, it's not that deep, it's not that bad.
Facts.
But yeah, he'll say it in a way like I don't think it's like the biggest thing in the world, but then he'll like sometimes he'll ground me down and be like, bro, it's really not that deep, bro. You good, bro? It's not. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. It's not.
Right.
Then I sit
At the end of the
down
world.
and then yeah, it's not really the end of the world. It's not. It's like it's bad, but it's not as bad as you think. So I would sit down and really think about like, is it really that bad? Like, did I lose a leg? Did I like? I mean, did I miss an ear? Did I like it? Was something that bad that I couldn't recover from? And basically, as I'm still standing here now, 100% of the time, it won't really that bad. It won't really that bad.
Yeah.
So really, me is really just talking to myself like out loud, or I pray about it out loud, both ways. Then I'll sit on it for like an hour up to a day, and then I'll be like, man, let's kill this shit. Let's get this joint together, man. It's that way with me, man. Honestly,
it's a process. It's a process. Like nobody's perfect, and I want all of the guys that's paying attention. I want y'all to hear that really well. Nobody's perfect. We're all confident guys, and we're all pretty dominant, and we all step up to the challenges. But it ain't like it don't affect us.
At all.
It ain't like it don't affect us, bro. Because when it comes, I'm telling you, it comes hard, man. It comes. You be like,
whoa,
what?
Pause.
And it comes plentiful. Shut up.
Can I get a pause? Whoa.
And it comes plentiful.
That was crazy.
These guys. See, I do it. This how it's gonna be from now on.
That was a wild one. That was a wild one. Hey man, I'm sorry. I had to get that one.
That was wild, yo.
But it's all right, man. It's all right. It's all good, man. We ain't worried about it. It's all good.
What you do, Paul? What you do?
Yeah,
like when changes come, how it affects you and how you overcome it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you it. I guess when it affect me deeply, because most time a lot of stuff don't affect me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff just brush off my shoulder a lot of times. So, but when it penetrate that armor, it's like, all right, now I gotta figure this out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta figure this out. And I'm in the mix, in the middle of like what G saying and what you saying, Trey, where it's to me writing it out, scribing, putting it down on paper, the affirmations that really helped me. And like G said, yo, like I ain't gonna lie, like I think we talked about it before in a previous podcast, but we like, yo, like what kind of person are you? Are you the type of person that you positively uplift yourself, or you the one that talk shit to yourself? And even though I'm a positive speaker, in those moments, I got to talk that shit to myself. Like, Paul, what the fuck you been doing this whole time? Like, why are you not making this money? Like, why are you doing this? Like, I got to get it out because it's already in my brain anyway. So I got to speak it out at that time. You know what I'm saying? I got to get that, process it and get it out. Because once it's out, now it's like, okay, yeah, all that stuff is true, but now what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what now? So I get in that process of like, yo, like I'll beat myself up for a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, like sometimes I might feel sorry for myself for like a second. I might feel sorry for myself for like a second. The biggest thing for me that I fall back on is having that spiritual connection, like being able to pray, to talk to God, and in particular, talk to my ancestors, like my grandmother. Like every time I go through a tough time, especially if it's a financial thing, it's like it's the thing in my grandma's head. Just go out and make more money. What's the problem? Like, it's that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's that simple. Like that always hit me like, yo, man, like these bills piling up. I got this going on, that car acting up, this and that. And then it's always that it's like I hear my grandmother's voice in the back of my head. Okay, just go make more money. Just do what you got to do. Stop complaining about it. Like it's that simple. And it's like it's so ingrained in me that like every time it happens, it's like I snap out of it. Like I snap out. It might take me like a couple of hours or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I get in my mood and I also self-isolate. Like that's just how I process. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta be away from people because I gotta figure it out myself. I don't want other people's thoughts and opinions going into how I'm feeling or my direction. I need to figure it out myself because the answers is within us. You know what I'm saying? We promote therapy and everything like that, but all of us that went to therapy know they just ask you the questions so you can figure it out yourself. All the answers we got ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So I like to just take that moment to figure it out, get clarity within my mind and the direction that I need to go. And then after that, it's like, all right, put it down on paper. All right, this is what I need to do now. I need to make this amount of sales every day. I need to talk to this amount of people. I need to make these calls, blah, 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 blah. And I write it down. And now I got my action plan. And now I just read that and write it down because the thing is, most of us is one-track minded people. So if you're sitting here feeling bad for yourself and feeling sorry for yourself or going through a tough time, if you force yourself to write down positive stuff about you, you got to think about it. It got to go from your brain to your hand to go jot down on the paper. It's a whole process. You don't got as much time to have those negative thoughts because now you transformed your mind from just thinking about negative thoughts to actually writing down something positive about yourself. And so for me, the writing, the positive affirmations, goals and plans, praying, talking to my ancestors, man, and reflecting on them and giving them thanks, being grateful. Yeah. That's another thing, man. When you have those tough times, sometimes you gotta look around and find the things that you're most grateful for. Like I got a beautiful daughter that's happy and healthy. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness my parents still here. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot of stuff outside of monetary stuff that I could be thankful for. So a lot of times I just find those little things to be thankful for. Have that connection with God and my ancestors, ask them for the strength and the direction. And then once I get clarity on that, I write it out and I just keep focusing on that until I dig myself out of whatever hole I'm in. So that's the process for me.
For me, when it comes to change, business that I know is inevitable, I can't allow myself to sulk for so long. I might do. And a lot of times I don't like, even when I'm talking to myself, I could be judgmental, right? I could be critical of myself. So even when I'm speaking it outright to myself, I like to do mine in the car. I'm isolated.
Yeah.
I think a little weird. I don't feel like there's no bug in the car. Like ain't nobody listening. Can't nobody hear me. You know, we got all this technology. My phone stayed, you know, I'm just middle conversation and it'll start looking up stuff like what I was talking about. So if I can get in the car, I feel nice and isolated. I can really get away. So I really feel more comfortable to allow myself to vent. So that's a plug, is making sure that you got a place to, you know, a safe space, create a safe space for you to be able to get your thoughts out. Because saying it and hearing it puts you in a different perspective too. When you can hear what you're saying to you, a lot of the times you wouldn't allow somebody else to say it. You know what I mean? And then you, hold on. It be triggering something. And then I also, talking to the ancestors is a real thing, but I always channel the spirits of those who aren't here. I channel the spirits who aren't here and the ones that would guide me through, who would guide me through this, you know, the most properly. And it's subconscious. I just let it flow. Whoever pops into my head, for real, that dialogue, that outward spoken, it usually turns into a conversation with them. Like, how would this conversation go? And it just flows. What would they tell me? You know, what have they told me in situations like this? And it usually like transforms my mind and I actually get excited. And even when it comes to like fatigue, when you're tired, you know, when you're tired, it's easier to think negative. When you're tired, it's easier to think negative. I go into the gratitude as well. Like, I might be tired, but I'm grateful that I'm capable of pushing. And as tired as I am, if I can make it through this, then the next time it won't be as bad, you know? It's
Yeah.
always a challenge, and I'm always literally always thinking about improvement, improvement, improvement. If it's this bad now, what could I do for me to be able to endure it again? You know, what could I do to be better? What could I do to be better? You know what I mean? Every time. So when I start feeling it, when I start going through something, if I start feeling anything, I mean any emotion, and you feeling guilty about something, then you know you need to tighten up. If you feeling, defeated, what can you learn from it? You know what I'm saying? Why do you feel defeated? Are you actually defeated? You start asking these questions, man, and you allow yourself to vent and get it out. Channel those spirits, be grateful and grounded in where you are, because you're not where you used to be. You know what I mean? Be grateful for where you are and what you have now while you work towards what you want. And remind yourself of how great you are and keep pushing forward, man.
Absolutely. Hey, I want to add one little thing. You talked about that time part. I can't forget when I go through tough times, I gotta take me a little nap too, yo. I can't even front, yo. Like normally, because for me, all that negativity and stressing and stuff, it make me sleepy.
Yeah,
And it's like,
absolutely.
and so usually I go through all of that phase, and the way that the end it is every time after I take a nap, I feel 100 times better, yo. It's like I slept away all that negative stuff, and I wake up. It's like, all right, it's time to get to it now.
I
Like,
can't nap, bro. I ain't
yeah,
take a nap today.
look, like 30 minutes, an hour, or something. Usually, man, I take me a little nap, yo, and I wake up. I'm like, all right, I'm good now. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm ready.
I can only nap when the sun down. When the sun up, I'm up. It's hard for me. What I do, what I do is I eat. So if I feel some type of way, then I'm like, what does my body need? I don't do like coffee and energy drinks and stuff. I usually go to fruit. Or so I either eat some raw fruit or some like a smoothie or something if I feel like I need energy to continue. If I'm that tired, again, I go back to the drawing board. What did I already do today? Can I allow myself grace? Yeah, you still got a few more hours in a day. If I've done enough to feel like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I could be critical on myself. If I've done enough to where I'm like, yo, like you've done a lot today, you could chill. Like a lot of times it's my own pressure that I'm cracking under. So I'd be like, yo, you got to chill at least a little bit. Like, remind myself I'm a whole being, your mind, body, and spirit. And with that, I'd be like, all right, so if I've done all of this work, I've been up since 4 a.m. and hit the ground running. It's, 5 p.m. Like, bro, you can chill, bro.
Yeah.
I know
You
what you
can
mean.
chill, bro. Like, for real. I know you, like, we hear from, like, great business tycoons and stuff. Like they like, oh, I only sleep 4 hours a day and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but you're not super active the whole day. Like nobody's with you the whole day. So they promote that, they push that, but that's a false narrative. You know what I mean? So you gotta give to yourself. Like them people, they might read, spend time with the family. All of that is encompassed in their entire day. It's not work the whole day. You know what I mean? So I had to break that mentality. I go back to the
And
drawing
even if
board.
it is only so long your body could sustain that. But sometimes, but to be honest, it might be a period of time you might got to go off for 4 hours of sleep for a little bit. You know
Right.
what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like sometimes you
You got to
might
get
got to
it
get
in.
up, and it might be a 30-day run you got to get on where you just got to
Yeah.
be like, all right, I just got to push through this. But the goal is to do it for a period of time so you can free up your time more later. To free up your time more. You shouldn't be doing that for your whole life. Like, and I think that's the part they don't tell you is like, yeah, if you gotta do that, or if you're doing that currently, do it for a purpose. So at some point you don't have to keep working like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like especially, and it's no knock against 9 to 5s and stuff like that, man. Everybody has their preference. But if
Yeah.
your 9 to 5 is working you to death, you can't even spend time with the family. You can't spend no time for yourself, and you barely just getting by, man. It might be time to reassess some stuff, man, because
Yeah.
you don't want to put yourself in an early grave too. Because even though
Yeah.
our bodies will adapt to run off for 4 hours of sleep and everything like that. That doesn't mean it's healthy.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's the right thing for your body just because it adjusted to it. So
Yeah,
that's one thing I want to share about that too, though.
big facts. Hey, I got a question, fellas. So, do you think you change? I had a guy talk to me yesterday. He was calling me. He was in the midst of his mindset, dwindling down. He was in the midst of his fog and his problems, and he was like, "I just need to change. I just need to change myself." And I was like, "What do you mean by that? Do you think that we change as
I think
people?"
I think I get what you're saying. I think our core, our main personality doesn't change.
Yeah,
Like who we are as the core of us. I think they said once you hit the age of 7, your personality and everything is pretty much set. The only thing that really changed you is a major life tragedy and whatever, however you view that. But I do think even though the core of yourself stay the same, you could change what you do. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? You could change what you do. You could change how you think. But a lot of times your morals and all that stuff, man, is instilled upon you from an
yeah,
early age, and it stay the same unless something break it. You know what I'm saying? So do we really change? Yeah. But it take a lot for us to internally change. Um, and the internal changes would lead to the outside change. But yeah, I think you can change though.
What you think,
Would you?
G?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Do we change? Can you change as a person?
Yeah, I think we're adaptable people. I think we're adaptable as far as you can't change your anatomy or your I can't say what I want to say, but I think you can change certain things with your personality. You can change some things with your habits. You can change anything as far as what you do for people, what you do at your job, anything like that in that perspective that can be done as far as free will, you can change. It's just a matter if you want to change it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just that's what it comes down to. It's like if you'll hear a person say, I say what first to come on mind. That's just how I am. I just blurt it out. No, that's not how you are. You can stop that. You just choose not to.
Uh,
Yeah.
That's the same way where you think you can just talk out loud and do whatever. You just say it just blatantly in front of everybody. But at your job, you quiet as a mouse because you know if you say something just blatantly, you'll
mm-hmm.
get fired. So that's really just not how you are. You just choose to do it.
Yeah.
So it's all on the person. You can say that they be like, oh, you can have this, you can be this certain type of way, you can live a certain type of life. And like you said, Trey, I just pop in the morning. They be like, all you gotta do is wake up at 6 and you can get this job and be there about 7:30. They be like, man, I can't do that job. Why? Because I just don't, that's just not me. I don't get up early enough. I can't change. Yeah, you can change. You just don't want to.
Yeah. If they told you was gonna get paid $1 million an hour, I bet you'll get up then.
I bet you'll be up by 5:30.
Yeah.
So
You'll change quick. Yeah.
exactly, you can always change. It's
So I had thought of an analogy. I hope this translates. But so I look at it like a car, right? If you got like a Chevy Impala, right? Even if you put you could change like the color, you can change the system, you could change the rims, but it's still a Chevy Impala. So yeah, so I look at ourselves. I don't like when the dude kept on saying, "I just need to change myself." It was cringe because I was like, "That's telling me that you don't like you." Like there are things that we want to improve on and develop, but I don't think we change. Like I see people that see me that I went to school with, and they like, man, you still look the same, you still smiling, you still the same person, which is true. Now I have way more experience. I'm much more mature sometimes, and I'm older. Things have changed in my life. I'm now married. I wasn't married in school. Things have changed about me, around me, but I'm still to the core the same person. So I see it more so as people don't really change, they develop. So you could develop into a higher level, a better way of thinking for you, and that can change your life. You change your perspective, you change your mindset, you change your life. But the person at the core, I don't think we really change. You know, I just think we get better.
What do you feel like is the core then? What do you
The
feel like is
core
the
is
core?
your principles, your morals, and like y'all said, personality. I think attitude can be improved upon. You don't have to be, I am as I am. That's just it. No, you
Wow.
can improve on that. You know what I'm saying? They call you a negative Nancy and stuff like that. You don't have to be the negative one. You don't have to be overly optimistic. You don't have to be whatever it is. You don't have to be what other people have already categorized you to be. You know what I mean? You don't have to stick with the title. You don't have to stay a certain way. So when it comes to what I'm saying, the core is like your inner beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you change religions and stuff, you changing your religions based on what you believe. You know what I mean? So like, am I getting through?
No, I get what you're saying. I was just wondering a little bit about it because I think about it. I agree with you, but I think it's certain things that could make a person snap and they change. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I know people I know of people that they the coolest, calmest, quietest person,
Hmm.
and that's what they believe in. But then if you do something to their family, their child or something, they snap and become a totally different all that belief stuff go out the
Yeah.
window. You know what I'm saying? They like, no, it's
I don't
different.
think so, because that's
It,
still but if you do something like that and it triggered that person, that's still an inner belief. For somebody to be triggered by something, that means that their belief was inflicted upon. So that's just something that it's not on the surface at all times. You know what I'm saying? So the situation might change, and they had to bring out their inner self to adjust to this situation, but that still was who they are at the core. Like,
I get what you're saying.
take me for instance. Like, people know that I'm gonna be smiling and I'm gonna be cool. So when people see that I've been in a fight, or I tell them that I was a bully, or I tell them I've only been locked up for fighting, they're like, "What? You've been locked up?" And it's like, yeah, because at the core, I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's more mental now. I'm not going to go out here and just physically put my hands on people, but I'm very defensive and protective of my heart. And if you are in my heart, huh? If you are in my heart, then you get that protection, whether you ask for it or not. Um, I ain't just throwing it everywhere, but that's a part of me, and that's my belief. That's my core. So yeah, if a situation arises where I have to be defensive, then that smile can fade away, and I'm like laser focused. So it's like, oh, he just, somebody else's perspective is, oh, he just changed. No, you just didn't realize that that's a part of me. You know what I mean?
Or maybe
Facts.
they didn't realize it was a part of themselves until you get faced with it.
Yeah,
That's I
yeah.
think about I was just thinking about it.
Self-awareness.
It like deep inside and then some reaction and it actually came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I seen that
Self-awareness,
before.
boy.
You ever seen like the dude that probably ain't never heard a fly, nothing like that, but all of a sudden it was just something happened that day. Somebody said like,
I know a dude, man, and that's
man,
why I said it without giving too much of the story, because some people that know me, I went to school with the dude, everything like
dang,
that.
yeah,
But
you listen,
basically,
man, we live
he
now.
had
You
a
can't be
situation. He was
like that,
dealing
cut
with
it out.
somebody. You know what I'm saying? He had a situation. He was dealing with somebody, mind you. And in middle school, when I knew him, he was the coolest, chillest dude. But he used to get picked on a lot, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
see?
So my thought process is, if you was gonna go off on somebody, I would have probably seen it because he was getting picked on a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Then some situation happened. He was dealing with somebody. The people didn't like him dealing with that person. They pulled up on him. He stabbed him and killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like killed. Now he doing like 20 some years now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like him,
Yeah.
like like as much as I seen him get picked on and stuff like that, he ain't never do nothing. And now you telling me this the guy that stabbed somebody? But when you faced with a potential life or death situation, it's your whatever instinct. I think that's more instinctual than a change. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
it's like it's something that triggered within you to that fight or flight response.
Yeah,
Where
man.
it's just like, all right, this is what happened now. And I don't even know if that's a change or a personality. I think it's kind of like it's certain things are just instinctual.
Yeah.
You know, like some people gonna run when danger come, some people gonna square up.
Yeah.
Very true.
It just depends on who you are.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't think people too much change because, like I even see, even with myself, I keep on using me as an example. Even when like a lot of the times when I did stuff or lashed out and stuff, or was super rebellious, it was because I was trying to become more aware of myself. So I was learning myself. Unfortunately, it took others for me to see this ain't me. You know what I mean? But it's engraved in a lot of people, that I'm still that type of guy. And it's like it's not on me to prove them wrong. But in their mind, if they was to see me, they'd be like, I changed. In my mind, no, I just figured it out. You know what I mean? I just stopped being persuaded to act on a whim. I developed myself to not respond to certain things, people, and situations in certain ways. But if need be, yeah, it's still there. You know what I mean? So I don't see that I don't when it comes to the people, I don't think people change. I think we just develop and improve ourselves. We're better. But like you say, take the hood out of you can take a guy out the hood, you can't take the
Take
hood
the
out the
hood
guy.
out the
You
guy,
know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Very true.
Type, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna learn, you can read the dictionary, learn your vocabulary and stuff, and then you put that guy back in that setting. What's up, Shawty? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So
Yeah.
we're adaptable, but I don't think we change at the core. And that's the same thing. This might go a little deep for people, but it's the same thing for a guy who's soft. Just because you picked up a gun don't give you power. That don't make you strong. You still a pussy.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So we got comments, y'all. We got comments.
Let's
Hey,
see.
y'all. Hey,
Hey, Moon, what's up, bro?
Yeah, say, oh, I don't know if it's your birthday yet, but happy birthday, Taj. Shout out to you
Oh,
on
yeah.
FMF.
Oh
Happy birthday,
yeah.
son.
Hey, happy birthday, Taj. Yo.
Yeah.
One of them goats.
Hey,
Yeah.
look, hey, Taj, for people that don't know, man, Taj, she help out a lot in the background with the
Yeah,
FMF stuff, man.
yeah.
She been
Very
really
true.
helpful
Still
and
part of the
everything
team.
like that, man. So definitely, man, happy birthday to Taj, y'all. We hope you enjoy your birthday and have a great day and everything. Oh, there goes
Exactly.
Taj right there.
Niggas-
What's up?
Oh, can y'all see on the see that I pulled it's pulled up on there.
I see the comments now.
Oh
I see the comments.
yeah, bro. Yo, we working, man.
Hey man, we learning on the fly. Listen, we learn on the fly.
Yeah.
All right. We got a comment. Hey, Moon. It said there are certain things. I'm reading from the computer. I'm over
All right,
here.
I'm gonna throw it up so the people can read it.
Yeah. What? Beef.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
Beef. There are certain things that we can change about ourselves, but like he said, who we are at our core, values and morals remain the same. And that is what I'm saying.
That's
Big
true.
speaker. You know what I mean? We develop ourselves, but we don't change our entire. Anytime, that's why it was like a cringe when the guy kept saying I need to change, because he was, not to put his information out there too much, but a lot of us go through this. He was in a bad spot in his relationship, and he felt like he was so connected to this person. And the only thing she said was, I need some space, I need some time. I'm like, well, give her space, give her time. Within that time, focus on you. And he was like, he feel like he losing a part of him, and he just need to change himself. And I'm like, what do you? I'm not grasping that part. Like, what do you mean? Like, so you're gonna change who you are to attract this person who was already attracted to who you are? So you about to lose her anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's a proper change. I don't think we need to try to change ourselves. I've went through that too much, trying to change my identity. I told you I used to be the nice guy. I went from being a bully, isolated, not caring about nobody or nothing, and then I turned into the nice guy, super appeasing, trying to appeal to everybody. I want everybody to like me and be cool with everybody. And then it's like, let's find this middle ground. This middle ground is where I'm me. You know, whoever's gonna be here is gonna be here. Whoever isn't is on y'all. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But now I love myself so much that I know that you gotta love me in order to be in my presence. You know what I'm saying? My presence is a present. You know, and take it how it comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now my personality shines without any effort. What you laughing at?
She wild.
Yo, Trey, today you have been throwing up some bangers today.
I ain't even catch it, bro. See, I don't play this pause. What is it? What I say?
It's like some. I ain't repeating it. Oh man. But all seriousness,
that's because you mean.
Let me all seriousness, let me say we've been on here a while. This is probably the longest episode that we one of the longest that we had, other than the reaction one. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's doing our live,
big
man.
thanks.
Absolutely, thank y'all.
Much love and support to everybody who showed up to our first live.
Yeah,
FMF in the building.
Crazy.
Thank you for being patient with us while we got everything together too, y'all.
Exactly. Next time we'll be better at it next time, y'all.
Yeah.
We'll be better at it next time. Next time we'll do our thing, man. We'll do our thing. Closing out, give I guess we can give one tip to the fellas that really they maybe go through a hard time. They need to hear one quote or one thing that'll keep them solid and keep them grounded. Mine's is don't stress it. This is just temporary.
Yes.
Yeah. What y'all got?
Gratefulness. I keep it simple. Gratefulness.
Yeah, man. I'm in the middle of both of those. So you said grateful. You said don't stress it. I'm like, give yourself grace. Ease the brake. Take the pressure off of yourself so that you can, focus on the things at hand. Because all of that pressure, that's just extra weight, man. All that is just extra weight. You could take the load off of yourself. You'll become light enough to make the moves that you need to make. So give yourself grace.
All right.
I like that. Trey always ended good, yeah.
Always.
I'm trying to see what I said.
We'll tell you later.
Being a bully.
Exactly. Go and send us off, Paul. You already know how you get down.
Hey, look, man, we want to thank y'all for joining us once again, man. The patience, the changes that's coming up, man. Thank y'all for just rocking with us. We got a lot more to come, man. This is going to be the platform going forward for a while, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. But that's it, y'all. Y'all take care. Peace.
Yeah.